The Justice Department is suing California Governor Gavin Newsom for allowing illegal immigrants access to in-state tuition benefits. The DOJ argues this, quote, an undocumented immigrant living in a state is ineligible for any post-secondary education benefit unless a citizen or national of the United States is eligible for such a benefit. Out-of-state students at any University of California school can expect to pay over $50 grand a year in tuition. In-state students pay about $15 grand. Reports show about 2,000 to 4,000 illegals attend UC schools, 9,500 illegals attend Cal State schools, and a whopping 70,000 illegals are enrolled in community colleges. John, this is so interesting to me because basically all of this came about because of this executive order that the president signed back in April. But at this point, out-of-state students are being squeezed financially. But these illegals, all they had to do was go to high school in California for 3 years, and they get the in-state benefit. Is it discriminatory against out-of-state students?
I knew being on this show sooner or later was going to get me fired from Berkeley. This is the moment has arrived.
Nice. Glad I'm here first.
So I'm an officer of the university. So under California law, I'm not allowed to take note of the immigration status of any of my students. And if I ever try to cooperate with the federal government on immigration operations at the school, I would be fired. And already there's a long list of reasons Berkeley wants to fire me. This would just be the topper on the Sunday. But I think the statute is pretty clear. And I think you quoted it accurately in the lead-in. The states are not allowed to give in-state tuition benefits. We're talking about $40,000 a year in some cases. You can't give that to illegal aliens when you deny that to American citizens. Seems flatly clear to me. The lower courts that have run into this have all upheld this reading, and Texas agreed to stop doing this when they got sued by the Justice Department. So if California is going to fight on this when the law seems clear, when the other courts have said this is illegal, they're just pursuing their obstinate, pig-headed opposition to the Trump administration on often legal grounds that make no sense. Recall, Newsom versus Trump, all these lawsuits, Newsom tends to lose these and Trump tends to win. And this is going to be another one.
To my other lawyer on the couch sitting here, Emily, the other Californian as well, along with Kennedy. But they're citing this 2001 statute that all students should be eligible for in-state tuition in California. But the laws have changed. In Oklahoma, actually, they lost against a similar lawsuit from the DOJ.
Right.
So there's precedent now, right?
As John's sous chef here. Yeah, I mean, he's absolutely right. And look, I'll say this because I think...
The sous chef's always better looking than the lead chef in every Korean
far
TV
less
show.
experienced and skilled, and I object to the better looking too because you are. All right. What was I going to say? That you're right, and that all of this is sort of strategically, the Newsom administration uses this as a feather in their cap because they don't really reflect or cite the coda. So they say, Newsom v. Trump, see all this. We gave free tuition to illegals, but they then stop and omit, but then we lost in court. But then we realized per federalism, we actually were sort of subsumed by or overrun by the federal government coming in and saying, this is illegal and you can't do this anymore. So they still pat themselves on the back, is what I'm trying to say, for conceptually being in the court of these illegal immigrants. And they, by the way, deign to even address the discriminatory effect, and actually on its face too, against out-of-state students, right? Like they don't even go there because they're too busy saying, we are the champions of the illegal immigrant, and we don't even ask about status, and we refuse to go there. But the reality is, yes, they are losing all of these cases and all of these courts. And that's also why, in a good way, the activist judges at the lower courts that have been smacked down by the Supreme Court make it actually better, because the Supreme Court ensures that it is settled and incontrovertible in any way so that the activist judges have to come in line and can stop flailing about.
Maybe that's where this goes. Kennedy, this is a broader problem for California, not just the population exodus and the tax base exodus, but also the fact that, the leadership there just doubles down on giving benefits to illegal immigrants at the expense of residents, or in this case, out-of-state residents.
Yeah, and community colleges in California are essentially free. That's why you see so many students who don't have legal status in community colleges, and that's fine. It's cheap for pretty much everyone. And that's great. That's what you should do. If you're really invested, that's what I did. I went to Santa Monica College for 2 years, got a Regent scholarship to UCLA, and essentially went to college for free. That system still very much exists. So, I encourage people to do that. And if there is such a need, then do some outreach. And why don't you drum up scholarships for these hardworking students who, through various circumstances landed in California? And if they're decent and hardworking, good. I'm sure there are a lot of people in organizations and charitable organizations who will help them out. But the ones who can't get into school, or the ones who can't afford it because they live out of state and there's favoritism shown to an entire group of people, as a mom who's got one kid in college like Molly and one on the way in a couple of years, I look at that. I don't know that I would want my daughter going to UCLA because, they throw the doors open if you came to the country illegally, but God forbid you're a Jewish student, they won't let you in the library.
Well, and also, Molly, too, these universities, I think, are making a mistake because you're losing access to some of the best and the brightest from other states that could actually bolster and build your university, the research.
So this is just the type of headline that if you'd read it in the 1980s, you'd be like, wait, what? The DOJ is having to sue California for giving illegal immigrants tuition benefits at public universities. It's kind of insane. And we all act like it's normal and okay. And you realize how much of a constituency for the Democrat Party illegal immigrants are, not just because of what they can do themselves, but what they can do to help float other constituencies, like the public university system, or how they can make congressional districts more favorable for Democrats. It's a big issue, and we are a country of law and order. We are a country of rule of law, and entering the country illegally, no matter how, bad your situation is, whatnot, we have to enforce our laws. And you cannot have one of the biggest states in the union just flouting it completely and not thinking about what the effect is on the rest of the country.
Gavin Newsom seems to think that he can, but he's the governor for now anyway.
Hey, everyone. I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.